right? Oh, she's locked up. She just seized up on me. It just seized up. That's the end of it. Wonder why she done that. It's a good thing I'm close to home.
Welcome back, men and women of all ages. I'm the one and only infamous Kentucky Yankee without a doubt. Today I'm going to do a little work to my MR50, and then we're going to take it for a top speed rip. If you're only interested in the rip, then fast forward to this point right here. For the rest of you, thanks for hanging out and watching what I do. So look here, I was going to adjust the brakes and just got to looking around, and I noticed the cotter pin was missing, and also the front nut is loose. I did not take the cotter pin out. I did not loosen this nut. So I need to do a thorough inspection of this sucker before I make it my daily driver. Well, snugger up here. I don't need any fancy tools. I don't need the right size wrench or a ratchet or whatever on something like this. What difference does it make? There's mechanics out there. They gotta have everything perfect. Who cares? Tighten the bolt. Tighten the nut. See there? I just called it the wrong thing. You know how many mechanics? I gotta put something on the other side to hold it in place so I can tighten it. You know how many mechanics would leave a comment saying, "It's a nut, it's not a bolt." Who cares? Through my YouTube channel, a guy contacted me, and he sells this part right here. This is a replacement piece for what's broke on that throttle. I guarantee you cannot find this anyplace else but from this company. Let's see how it works. We'll just slip her on there. I already cut the old one off. Slip it on there nice and easy peasy. Slip up this rubber. This is a terrible design, by the way, Honda. Terrible design. I mean, why not just make this a nice metal threaded so-and-so like they always do? And now, I believe I'm doing this right, I'll just slip this in here and that will snap right into place. It's got the grooves and everything. I mean, this really is, it's cool that he makes that part to help everybody out. And there you go. She's snapped, locked in nice, and ready to go. The chain stretched after my first ride, which is pretty common because it's a new chain. I'm going to adjust the chain up, and then I'll adjust the brake. You got to do the chain first, and then adjust the brake rod. And because I already showed it on a previous video, I'm not going to show you guys how to adjust the chain this time. Just look up my series on this MR50 if you're interested. The chain's all tightened up. There's usually a deflection spec. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. Close enough. Our brake rod appears to be bent right here, and the washer somehow or another is over the cotter pin. So this stuff needs to be addressed. Maybe you can see how bent up it is on camera. Look at that. She's supposed to be straight. It's cattywampus throughout the whole dealio. No threads were harmed. I hit the flat spot. Don't be getting after me. There it is now. You can look down it if you'd like. It looks pretty straight. Decent. I'm happy with it. What happened here with the washer is this was spread out. And I just thought I filmed myself squeezing it back together, but I did not. Anyways, this should fix our problem with a cotter pin on the outside of the washer. It was just spread out. and the cotter pin was old and it just slipped past it. I want to get this working real good here before I put it on the bike. I'm going to have to find a way to hold this other end better because I can't hold it in my hand. I believe that should do it. I can turn it by hand now, nice and easy. If we got to do any fine tuning, I'll do it when we get it off the bench. Time for our air filter cage to be built. So here's the air filter. I'm going to take it on this cutting board. See, this is an Instapot cutting board. Nice little plastic, hard plastic. And I'm going to lay it on there and cut the shape out. And I'll show it to you when I get it all cut out. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't cut up that nice cutting board. It was like $7. I got 2 of them. I'm just going to give them the LG. I can't stand to do that. I couldn't stand it. So I had this old rabbit cage or something. I just cut it out of that. See, there's one inside of here. The filter will go in there. And then I got one cut up for the outside. And then this little thing right here will press and hold everything snug. Before I do all that, this filter is supposed to be soaked in oil. So like you soak it full of oil, it says 80-90 I think in the book, then you'll squeeze it all out. Squeeze all that oil out. And what's left in there will be enough to catch any little dirt particles. Then we'll put it in there and install it on the bike. I'm going to take this seat off. It'll make it easier to get that air cleaner and stuff on there. And plus, I need to clean up our deal with this rectifier. Straighten that up, make it nice. I loosen these bolts up, but seat's still not wanting to come off. There it goes. Huh. Stuck. There it goes. See there? Our gear oil. I believe that's what it says in the manual. I'm not going back to recheck. Seems thick to me. You know, kind of a thick oil to put on a filter. I always put like 1030, 1040, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think so. I'm just going to wring it out real good. See there? Squeeze it out. Squeeze as much of that oil out as I can. And we'll slam her back in the box. Next, my other little screen here to hold this side in place. This has a piece right there that pushes in against that screen a little bit. Holds everything in place. Should be a good deal. Let me, whoop, see there? Sweet. And 3 Phillips head screws. I mounted the regulator right there just with a zip tie. That's a piece of rubber so it doesn't get up against the metal. It's very secure. It will be hid by the seat. The old one with the rubber is right here. If a person wants to restore this, they'll want this piece of rubber. I doubt they can do anything with a regulator. They could probably get a new one that's factory, but I didn't want to pay that money. This one is actually better and was cheaper. So I did it off camera, but I thought I'd mention it. I tightened this bolt up and the one on the kickstart. Because these things get loose, people don't notice, and then they go and strip them out, and ruin stuff, and that's stupid. This is bent in. I don't know if you can tell it on camera. Let me get you a better angle. And it needs to be bent back out. I'm going to do that with a crescent wrench. And I already repaired the handle up here that was curled. It was not, oh, I'm tripping over the tripod. Not this one, but this other one. You guys can see in my previous videos that this thing was just, it was just curled up like a circle shape, you know. It was curled. And I took a crescent wrench like so. Let me grab it here. Like that. put it on there, you know, and I bent it, wait a minute, like that. Then I kind of held everything steady and gave it a creak, and it straightened it up nicely. You got to be careful because it's aluminum and it will crack. So I was fortunate it didn't. Stick this in here away, and then I'll give her a little. You got to position this in the right spot so it bends it back where it got bent. You know what I mean? You don't want to bend it. You don't want to bend it up here or down here. You want to bend it right there. It was where it was bent, so you got to position this thing exactly the right spot to make it straight. And we're done. Decided I'd stand here by the stove for just a few minutes, and I thought I'd BS with you. I'm freezing my cojones off right now, so I thought better get warmed up. Anyways, this is the fun part of fixing a bike. You know, the thing's running good. I know it runs good. Everything is pretty solid. You know, I took it on its first run, so now I get to just go back and clean everything up. You know, the wiring and these bent pieces and adjusting chain and brakes and stuff like that. It's very enjoyable and very relaxing, you know, when you get to this point. I have two rubber straps here. One of them is this length and the other one's way too long. And this is for the number plate on the front of the bike. So I am going to take an O-ring and, you know, cob it up. I'm cobbing this thing up. You see there? This is a cob job. But guess what? It'll hold my number plate on there. I don't know if I said nameplate or number plate. Anyways, you see that? That's made it longer, and it'll work just fine for me. Number plate all mounted up on the front of the bike. I think that's the only cable that goes through it. I could be wrong. If somebody knows, let me know, because I don't know exactly how it goes. Anyways, there is my repair job back there with the O-ring. And I need to tell you, if you do a job like this, if you're cobbing stuff up on these bikes, that's fine to do that. But don't damage other parts in doing it. You don't cut and weld a good part, a factory good part, to cobble something else to it, you know. This right here, it's not going to hurt a thing. But if I were to, like, I don't know, cut up this number plate or drill holes in it and use zip ties or something, that's stupid. You don't want to do that, especially to old bikes when they're hard to find parts for anyways. Time to revisit our petcock. I said, oh, this is odd. In a previous video, I was like, oh, this is odd. You turn it on, you go up, and then shut it off. It's like that. And I didn't even realize how stupid I was, because what had happened is when I took this petcock apart to clean it up, I mean, I put it together wrong. So watch closely as I fix it. That should take care of it. Let's see here. Quit leaking petrol. There you go, all fixed up. Now down is on, up that way is off, just like it's supposed to be. I just had it jacked up. Fixed now, though. All right, some of you guys are going to say, I've seen enough. I've had enough of you, Benny, doing this crap. But here's the deal. I don't have a hose from here, the overflow that goes down in here, behind this chain cover. So I have this old weed eater crap laying around. I'm just gonna, you know, cob a hose up. I know. But here's the thing. At any time, if somebody wants to, they could just take it off of there and put a nice piece of hose on. Perhaps one day I'll go to the store and that's what I'll do. This is my solution right here. See there? Have a little piece of copper and I'll just squeeze it together. Look here. It's just an overflow, guys. Just an overflow. Not a big deal. Look at that. It's seamless. There's an art. Focus. Focus. There's an art to cobbing stuff up. Look at that. Looks like a one-piece hose. And kind of like a night crawler, too. There we go. Now, that's not too bad, is it, guys? Not too bad. And it's close enough to the bottom. I'm happy with it. Now, listen. If you are a perfectionist, then you will have a problem with me. I know how this works. I will not have a problem with you. because I love to see people do perfect work. I admire their work. When somebody does something really nice, I'm all about it. I personally just don't want to do it that way. If this will run and ride and be just fine, then I am a happy man. Last piece, at least that I can think of, so this is kind of cool. She's all gonna be put back together. Kind of exciting, isn't it? To have this thing all put back together. Man, getting spark was just a nightmare for me. Looking back, you know, it didn't have to be like that. I should have known better, but it is what it is. There it is, all put back together. I need to get it filled up with gas, and we absolutely have to take this thing for a rip. I'm sure I'm going to have to adjust the carburetor on it, you know, with a new air filter all on there and installed. This is a very, very complete bike. I mean, for somebody, if they needed this for a restoration project, it'd be very easy to restore because you wouldn't have to hunt down all the difficult to find parts for it because they're mostly there. I don't know what it's missing, if anything. I mean, it's very complete. One of these bottles of 2-stroker oil is 50 to 1 for a gallon. Or if you mix it, I don't know, some other way, there's formulas on the back. I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. It's not going to be 50 to 1, but a little under that. I'll put a little petrol in this bottle to rinse out what's left. And that's hard to do right here with a camera. And let me do that real quick. Let me come out, petrol. Ah, yeah. So there you go. That's how much and how I'm going to mix it. It's got a little bit more oil in it than 50 to 1. Should be good. This seal leaks a little bit. I hope it doesn't leak when we're riding. Cork seal, I need to do something about that someday. All filled up, and the petrol that's spilled all down the side and on the engine and everything will help clean things, you know, clean things up on the engine. I'll let it warm up with a choke on for a little while, and then let it warm up a little bit more without the choke, then we'll adjust the carburetor with this little screwdriver from O'Reilly's. I'm not advertising for them, I just happen to have it. I think I got it tuned up pretty good and let it warm up pretty good. Let's see. And I'll give her a kick here. I'm not gonna rev it up. A guy yelled at me. A guy yelled at me on the internet. I mean, he just yelled at me. He like screamed at me. He said, "Oh, you just revved that thing up while it was cold." Well, who cares? It's mine. If I want to see a rod go through the side of it, that is my prerogative. Anyhow, I don't want to see a rod go through the side of it, so I'm going to let it warm up, but if it'll start, come on, baby. I guess it's already cooled down. It's like 40 degrees out today. She's got to warm up again. Unbelievable. Take 2 on the warm up. She's all warmed up now. Let me show you how smooth it's running. Listen to it. You hear that thing running? There is a moped wizard out there, and I would love for him to critique this thing. What do you hear, wizard? What do you hear? To me, it sounds smooth. Let's rev her up. 2 big revs. Watch my hand go. Look at the response of that thing. Wicked little machine. Bring her back down to an idle. I gotta ease her into an idle. You know how a 2-stroke is. You just dump it, and they want to stall out on you sometimes. This one's pretty tuned up good, though. Let's do it, guys. Let's see. And I hate to, but I'm going to go for a high-speed run in this cold weather. It's time.
All right, guys, here we go. If it'll start. I didn't have any fear it wouldn't start. It just, she cools down real quick.
At this very moment, my life kind of sucks because from here out, it was at that very moment that my audio recorder got shut off. So from here out, guys, the audio really sucks, and I'm very disappointed, but I couldn't recreate my excitement. So I hope you guys will look past the terrible audio, and you'll see where it gets cleaned back up again, and I realize it was jacked up and I fix it.
Man, I need to open the vent on my helmet. Alright, I'm not going to. Let's just get going. Alright, here we go. We're up to 9 miles an hour, 10, 13. What is your guess, boys and girls, how fast this thing's going to run at wide open speed? It says we're 17 miles an hour right now. I think that's second gear in the field, so I'm expecting big things from this thing. Second, third. Holy crap, this thing's flying. We're at 29 miles an hour. We're going down a slight hill. 32! 31, 33! Holy crap! I can't believe this thing will fly that much. 29! Alright, if you guys, look at that, 32! Come on, baby! 35 miles an hour! Now that's kicking it. That didn't look like traffic, nothing when I pulled out. This is a hill. We're in third gear, and check that speed out. We're going 28 miles an hour. I hope you guys can see it. I hope this stupid camera's aimed right. It's 28. Surely you can see it right there. I hope. 28 miles an hour going up a decent little hill. I mean, this thing is getting it. 29. 30 miles an hour going up a grade, guys. Going up a grade. 30 miles an hour. Amazing. I am truly amazed at this thing. And I'm serious. I thought it'd do like 25, you know, 20. Downhill, I just might as well gouge it. Let's see what she does. 34. 35 miles an hour. A gut-busting, speeding, amazing 35 miles an hour. It's crazy. I'm gonna have to slow down around this corner. The forks are a little funky. They might need the oil change. It seems pretty stiff though. Look here. This is still like a grade. Like right now I'm going up a grade, a hill, a slight hill. And I just gained miles per hour. I just gained MPG, miles per MPH. I don't know what it is in kilograms or whatever you other folks use, but this is miles per hour. Convert it on your Google page. I gotta slow down around this corner. I'm like, let me tell you something. If you have to slow down around a corner on a bike, you're flying. It's just because it's so small and it's uneasy going. Look at that, 27, 28, 29, 30. I'm going up a grade. I'm going up a hill right now as we speak. And I am going, let's see, 29 miles an hour. Man, I hope this silly camera's getting this stuff. 29, 28 miles an hour. All right. This is my, look here, a distance of one, we almost went a mile and a half. So I'm going to turn around up here. See, once it warms up, idle's good, you know. Runs good when it's warmed up. Alright, we're in neutral. I'm going to check this camera to make sure we're straight. Listen to it idle. Listen to it. Might be a little bit low. I can adjust it, but man, listen to it idle. You hear that? I mean, this thing is running perfectly, nearly perfectly. Let me check the camera out. I think you guys could see it. I'm going to just adjust it down a little bit. Alright, let's go back, and now that the camera's adjusted a little bit, downward. This way, if you guys missed it or whatever, listen to the way this thing runs. Look at that. I mean, it's smooth as silk. Alright. Listen to the engine, wizard. Listen. Oh, she sounds good. Alright, here we go. Nobody behind us. Second gear takeoff. 18 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, 22, 23, third gear, 24, 25, 26. Went for fourth, it doesn't have a fourth, 28, 29, 7, 31, 32, 33 miles a freaking hour, 34 mile an hour, 35 miles, 36 miles an hour, 37 miles an hour. Down to 36, I gotta slow up. I cannot go that fast around a corner on this little bike. I did 23 though. Alright, so I let her off. We're gaining speed again in third gear. I never take it out of third. Look at 28, 29. Come on, baby. I mean, we're going up the grade again, 30. We're going uphill, 31. Unbelievable. This thing is nasty. Awesome machine. 32. I love this. Let me tell you, 34. Let me tell you something, guys. I was not in the best of moods working on this thing the last couple days. But this makes it all worth it. I'm going to try and take my hands off of it. Look, I did it. I was able to, here we go, around the corner. Oh man, I'm getting used to riding this little thing. I like it. I love it. I love it. I was saying I wasn't having the best of time. 36, 37, 38 miles an hour. 38 miles an hour. Alright, that's crazy. Alright, so anyways, I was saying, I was having a bad day. Not a bad day, you know, I'm not that excited, you know what I mean, about life here generally in the last couple days. So, worked on this thing and now I'm riding it. I'm recharged, man. You know what I mean? Yo, Kentucky Yankee is back. I'm recharged. That's really good. That's what it takes sometimes. Sometimes it just takes a ride, a rip, on a nasty wicked off the motorcycle. Look at that, 37. I can't go no more. I just can't. It's rough down here. 38. Let me tell you something else. It's right now. Oh, she's locked up. She just seized up on me. It just seized up. That's the end of it. Wonder why she done that. It's a good thing I'm close to home. We almost went 3 miles, and I believe she's locked up. And that's a shame. Let's see what's going on here. No, maybe not. Nope. Oh. It's stinky, so I'm not sure what happened, but it just lost power and just puked out. I don't know. Not good. Alright. Well, it looks like it is time for the walk of shame. She's not wanting to fire back. That's a shame. She's puked out on me. And here's the worst part. I believe that my audio was jacked up. I didn't have the record button hit on my dang audio recorder. So that sucks because I was having such a good time and I wanted to share it with you. Anyways, I am going to check it out. At least there's a hill here. A hill. This hill can be helpful. I'll just get it. Run it, start. Here we go. There we go. We're riding again. We're riding the wind again. Oh, I don't know what happened to this thing. I wonder if I can kickstart it here. I didn't think of that. There she goes. I didn't even think about doing that. I wonder why it puked out. Did it soft seize wizard? Is that what happened? I'm not sure. I don't understand that. It did kind of just brrr, and that was it. I don't know what happened. To me, it seemed like a seize, but when I went to kick it over, it was just as free as can be. I wonder if the cold starting crap and all that stuff is due to the carburetor, the needle. What I think might be happening is the needle's sticking and it's not letting fuel into the carburetor bowl. Because it just didn't seem seized to me. I mean, not at all. It would have been stiff, I would have thought. It wasn't. Anyways, we're getting back to the garage. We had a nasty high, wicked high speed, like, I think it was 38 was our top speed, which is unbelievable. It's running good right now, just perfectly fine. So I don't know what the heck happened to her. Still running good, so I'm not sure what the heck happened there. Idle's good, runs good. Not, holy crap! Holy crap, look! Look at that! What's that? Oh, that's just water in a skid plate. Alright, let me shut you guys off.
I want to thank everybody who watched this video and enjoyed it in spite of my terribly crappy audio. I can't apologize enough for that. Anyways, guys, this bike is awesome. It really is. It's really a cool little machine. It'll still start up and ride all around the yard. I think it's still fine for that. You know, if a little feller wants to ride it around the yard, I think it'll be fine for that. I may revisit it and go through the engine. We may restore the whole thing. Who knows what the future holds for this bike. I am going to move on to something else for now. Guys, thanks for watching. Share this video. Hit the like button if you liked it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think, your opinions on this machine, and anything else I do. We'll see you next time.